Coming up today, more evidence is emerging that Geno Smith deserves recognition as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders made headlines this offseason by trading for Geno Smith, a move that sparked debate across the league. Some fans questioned the decision, while others saw potential. But according to Pro Football Focus, the numbers tell a compelling story. PFF recently released its 2025 quarterback rankings, evaluating all 32 starters heading into the upcoming season. Geno Smith landed at number 10th overall. He was placed in Tier 3A, a category reserved for solid starters who have shown flashes of high-level play. In this video, we're diving into that ranking. We'll break down what PFF had to say about Geno's performance, how he stacks up against the rest of the league, and what it all means for the Raiders' outlook this season. Let's get into it. Let's take a closer look at Pro Football Focus's latest quarterback rankings, starting with their top tier. Tier 1 includes Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. No surprises there. While some fans might argue for Jalen Hurts to be included, or even point to rising stars like Jaden Daniels, PFF chose to reserve Tier 1 for proven elite quarterbacks with consistent production. In Tier 2, they slotted in Hurts, Daniels, Matthew Stafford, and Justin Herbert. Solid company. And that brings us to Tier 3A, where Geno Smith appears alongside Jared Goff and Brock Purdy. This tier represents quarterbacks who have shown flashes of high-end play, but aren't yet considered elite. And honestly, it's a fair spot. There are times when Goff outshines Geno. Other times, Geno looks better than both Goff and Purdy. The variability in performance among these players makes this tier especially interesting. Now, here's what Pro Football Focus had to say about Geno Smith. Few would have pegged Smith to grade as the sixth best passer in the NFL over the past 2 seasons. But here we are. His 85.8 passer grade during that span is just 0.2 points behind Patrick Mahomes. After being traded for a third-round pick this offseason, Smith should benefit from an improved offensive line. Although he may see a downgrade in receiving talent, he protects the football and has a knack for producing big-time throws. That's high praise, and it supports the idea that Geno has earned his spot in the top 10. So here's the big question. Where would you rank Geno Smith among all NFL quarterbacks? Is he top 10? Just outside? Lower? Personally, after reviewing the tape and looking at his consistency over the past couple of seasons, I've got Geno ranked as the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Solid, reliable, capable of big plays. Exactly what the Raiders need. Geno Smith absolutely has top 10 potential, and in a future video, we'll dig deeper into what makes that possible. But for now, let's keep moving through the latest quarterback rankings from Pro Football Focus. Tier 3B includes players just below Geno Smith. Surprisingly, PFF ranked him ahead of names like Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, and C.J. Stroud. Based on recent play, that's a defensible call. Personally, I'd even put Geno above Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, and Tua Tagovailoa. It's a crowded group, but Geno's consistency and decision-making continue to separate him from the pack. Moving to Tier 4, this category focuses on young quarterbacks who still have a lot to prove. PFF ranked Bo Nix at number 19 overall, a placement that raised some eyebrows. In my opinion, Bryce Young and Michael Penix Jr. both deserve to be higher, and while it's clear Caleb Williams has sky-high potential, this ranking might be underestimating just how good he can be. That said, Bo Nix did finish the season on a high note, so there's at least some merit in giving him credit for improvement. Tier 5 is where things get more questionable. Sam Darnold, who threw over 30 touchdowns last season, was slotted at number 26. That placement, especially alongside Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, feels like a major undervaluation. It's even more surprising when you consider how many Raiders fans were pushing for Darnold instead of Geno Smith. But when you compare contracts and production, Geno may very well be on one of the best quarterback deals in the NFL, at least among veteran starters. Finally, Tier 6 wraps up the list with Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, Mason Rudolph, and Tyler Show. No real arguments with those names rounding out the group of expected starters. What remains unclear, however, is where Aaron Rodgers fits into all of this. Given his age and recent injury, it's fair to wonder if he still ranks above Geno Smith. Personally, if Darnold's sitting at 26, I might take him over Rodgers at this stage in their careers. But the quarterback rankings are just part of today's discussion. Let's keep rolling. Let's take a moment to compare Geno Smith to the other quarterbacks in the AFC West and wrap things up with a look at how his ranking could impact the Raiders' 2025 schedule. According to Pro Football Focus, Geno Smith ranks as the third best quarterback in the AFC West. And honestly, that feels accurate. Patrick Mahomes is clearly number one. There's no real debate there. As much as Raiders fans love to root against the Chiefs, Mahomes is the standard right now. Justin Herbert is ranked above Geno, and while Herbert might have more physical tools and long-term upside, when the game's on the line, I'm rolling with Geno. His decision-making and poise give him the edge in crunch time. Then there's Bo Nix, who comes in at number 19 as he prepares for his second NFL season. That's an important distinction, especially for fans who still claim that Geno is the worst quarterback in the division. Let's be clear, if you truly believe that, it's time to take a deeper look at the film, because that just doesn't hold up. Now let's talk about the Raiders' upcoming schedule and why quarterback play is so critical. The schedule dropped a few weeks ago, and here's the bottom line. If you don't have a reliable quarterback in today's NFL, your chances of winning consistently are slim. When you have the better quarterback in a matchup, you almost always have a chance to win. Let's run through some of the key matchups using PFF's quarterback rankings. Week 1 versus New England. Geno is ranked 10th. Rookie Drake May is ranked 22nd. That's an early edge for the Raiders. Weeks 2 to 3. Quarterback disadvantage for Las Vegas. Week 4 versus Chicago. Clear advantage for the Raiders, although Caleb Williams might have been ranked a little too low. Weeks 5 to 6. Again, advantage Raiders. Week 7 versus Kansas City. No surprise. Mahomes gives the Chiefs the upper hand. Weeks 9 through 13. The Raiders hold a quarterback advantage in matchups against the Jaguars, Broncos, Cowboys, and Browns. Week 13 versus Chargers. It's a close one. Herbert may be higher on paper, but if it's a tight game in the fourth quarter, I'm still betting on Geno. As the season plays out, having a top 15 quarterback like Geno Smith gives the Raiders a legitimate shot to win most weeks. He may not be flashy, but he's efficient, composed, and gives this team a chance in every game. Looking ahead on the Raiders' schedule, there are some really compelling matchups. Let's finish breaking it down. Against the Broncos and Eagles. No complaints about those quarterback matchups. And while I personally think CJ Stroud might edge out Geno Smith right now, it's close. Geno's more experienced, and 2025 will be a big prove-it year for Stroud. By week 17 and week 18, there's not much room for debate. Geno holds his own. So why walk through all this? Because when you compare these matchups to the latest win projections, something doesn't add up. Most odds makers have the Raiders sitting at 6.5 wins for the upcoming season. But based on the PFF quarterback rankings, Geno Smith is ranked higher than 11 of the quarterbacks he'll face. That's 65% of the games where Las Vegas has the edge under center. And yet, the team is still projected to finish with a losing record. The message is clear. The Raiders and Geno Smith are being underestimated. The quarterback position is the most important in football. And if you have the better quarterback, you've got a real shot to win. That's the math. That's the logic. And based on the matchups, the Raiders could be in a much better spot than most people think. Geno Smith deserves more respect. He's efficient, smart with the football, and more than capable of leading a team to the playoffs. This season could be the one that finally changes the narrative.